Hey everyone, Pastor Janer with another short devotion. Our passage today is going to take place just prior to the Passover. For centuries, Jews had observed the Passover, which commemorated the deliverance from Egypt through God's mighty hand. And at Passover, a lamb would be offered without spot or without blemish. Sadly, the true Passover lamb was in their midst, and yet they failed to recognize Jesus as the Christ. He'd come to offer himself the sacrificial atonement for the sin of humanity. But the majority of people would deny and reject him. Now, our passage that I'm going to read comes from Mark chapter 14. I'm only going to read the first two verses, but I encourage you to read the first 11 verses, and they'll be important by the time I finish the devotion. So, chapter 14 of Mark, verses 1 and 2. It was now 2 days before the Passover, in the feast of unleavened bread, and the chief priests and the scribes were seeking how to arrest him by stealth and kill him. For they said, "Not during the feast, lest there be an uproar from the people." So here we have the chief priests and the scribes seeking how they might secretly arrest Jesus and put him to death. The hatred of the chief priests and the scribes had been building for some time. This wasn't the first time that they sought to take Jesus' life. And here they are again plotting his demise. They were literally trying to create a situation where they could take Jesus and arrest him by trickery or deception. They wanted to get rid of Jesus no matter what the cost, thinking that if they killed Jesus, they could prevent perhaps others from being influenced by this person that they absolutely hated. Now, wisely, being that it was a feast day, they chose to hold off their plot in fear of an uproar. And instead, they waited until the feast day had concluded to launch their plans to put Jesus to death. Now, in this passage, and including verses 3 through 11, we see that there are some different motives and actions at work. Some denied Jesus and they wanted to destroy him. They seek to kill him. But if you keep reading, you'll also see a woman by the name of Mary. And she recognizes Jesus as the Christ, and she is absolutely determined to worship him and honor him. So I want to ask you, what is your desire today? Do you seek to honor and serve the Lord? Or do you desire to live according to the pleasures of the flesh? Listen, whether you're willing to admit it or not, I want you to know this very important truth. Jesus is our only hope and our only means of salvation. Folks, we love you and we miss you. Take care and God bless.